Hi guys, I am Irene with Irene Figures It Out, and today I am on day 14 of the 100-day starch solution challenge that I've started, and I wanted to give you an update of just how it's going. So day 14, and I am down about between 6 and 7 pounds, which I think is good. This past week was a little bit more challenging than I expected, trying to figure out lunches at work and being hungry when I get home and not having dinner ready. So there's some bugs that I'm going to have to work out a little bit, but I'm pretty confident that I should be able to fix some of the issues that I've been having, making sure that I'm not hungry throughout the day. So I'll keep you posted on how that is going. But again, it is 100 days of the starch solution, and I am on day 14. So today I am going to be spending the day with my sister and her husband, and I'm actually going to do a recipe with her that I want to share with you. It is a fried rice recipe, but it's whole food, plant-based, no oil, and it's really quite delicious. And it's got some pineapple in it. She moved here from Hawaii. She spent a lot of years in Hawaii. So I think this will be right up her alley. She's really going to enjoy this. And I did add a little extra nutrition to it by adding some broccoli slaw and some other ingredients. So the recipe is from the Monkey and Me Kitchen Adventures website. I love all their food. They've got fantastic recipes. I'll put a link in the description box below so you can go to their website and check them out. I just think their food is really delicious. Hey guys, I'm Irene. Irene Figures It Out, and today I am in my sister Sandy's kitchen, and we are going to be working on a fried rice with pineapple recipe. So Sandy, you moved here about 2 years ago?
Two years ago from Hawaii.
From Hawaii. And Hawaii...
Our fried rice is very different. I'm looking at the ingredients. This is very different. We are usually, our fried rice includes Spam or shrimp, a lot of egg, and so forth. So yeah. I'm looking forward to this alternative.
Yeah. So Sandra, you and your husband are not plant-based eaters, but you have been trying some things along with me, which has been great. And one of my goals with Irene Figures It Out is to help friends and family find some recipes that are nutritious, whole food, plant-based, and that your family would enjoy. So I think I picked one here that your family would enjoy. But real quick, we'll go over, and I've already set a lot of this up ahead of time. So the base ingredients are onions. I have a mixture of yellow and red onions because that's what I had in my refrigerator. But we've got onions, and then it calls for frozen corn that's thawed, frozen peas that are thawed, and edamame. And that's all good. I know we're going to enjoy that, but I decided to add a little bit of a non-starchy vegetable to go a little bit closer to that nutritious 50-50 plate that I'm always aiming for. So I added some broccoli slaw to this as well. So we'll be putting that in.
Sounds really good.
And then our sauce, I've already pre-mixed it here. And it has minced garlic, minced ginger, low sodium tamari, which is like a soy sauce or alternative. You could certainly use soy sauce.
Smells very good.
Or coconut aminos works as well. They're all very similar. There is vegetable broth, maple syrup, rice vinegar, and just for a little bit of heat, we added a little bit of chili garlic salt. Chili garlic sauce is in our sauce ingredients.
Okay.
And then, of course, use rice that was cooked yesterday. It's always better to use rice that's been refrigerated. So this is just white basmati rice. I would prefer brown rice, but I didn't have any brown rice cooked, so we used the basmati rice. And then for a little bit of sweetness, there is going to be some pineapple. And what we're going to do I'm going to get you started with cooking the onions.
Okay.
I'm going to chop these pineapples. This is just a can of pineapple. I'm going to chop it down a little bit more finely.
Okay.
Okay?
Sounds
So
good.
let's get you started. And so I don't know if you are a believer of this, but we can actually cook onions in just some water or some vegetable broth. It does not need oil. So I'm going to send you over to your stove with some onions and just a little bit of water that you can just for some moisture.
Okay.
Okay? Okay, so you're going to saute the onions, and we're just going to add a little bit of water at a time on a medium-high heat. And we're just cooking it until it softens. And I'm going to start the chopping of the pineapples to make the bits a little bit smaller. Okay, so I'm just taking these tidbits. They're a little bit too large for what we want, so I'm cutting them down into just some smaller bits now.
So Irene, I am adding a little bit of water, but I always thought you had to use oil or butter to saute onions.
Right, so that's actually a pretty common misconception. So oil, obviously, it's a fat, and it's got a lot more calories than we need. And we're not browning onions at all. We're just softening them up, and they don't need to be crispy. And oil and butter, of course, would cause them to be crispy. But the main thing, I mean, there's health issues with oil. It is a highly processed food. And I know that there's debate about whether or not it's actually healthy, but it's just not necessary in a recipe like this. We can save a lot of calories by avoiding the oils. All right, so I'm going to put the pineapple in this bowl. It'll be one of the last things we add with the rice.
Okay, Irene, I think these are ready now.
Okay, great. So let's go ahead and add the rest of the vegetables. And of course, a little bit more water to keep it from sticking. And the vegetables we're just going to cook until they're tender. The frozen vegetables are already cooked, but the slaw is not. So this is going to take a few minutes and some good splashes of water, of course.
Okay. This looks really good.
Oh, I think you're going to love it. All right, how's it looking?
Looks great.
Okay.
I think we're almost ready.
All right, and I am just taking a spoon and loosening the rice so it won't go in as one whole clump.
Okay. All right, Irene, so this is almost ready.
Okay.
Are we adding any salt or pepper?
So we're going to hold off because the soy sauce has a lot of salt in it already. So I'd like to wait until the end and see how give it a taste. If it needs extra seasoning, we can add it then. But I'm afraid it could get too salty if we added it now.
Okay, so Irene, I think we're ready for the rice.
Okay, here you go. We're going to just pour that in. Any clumps you can break up.
Okay, Irene, about how many cups is this?
The recipe calls for 3 cups. I didn't measure that. I'm thinking that might be enough right there. Oh, well, that's the whole thing. That's all good.
It's all good to me.
And let's go ahead and put the pineapple in as well.
Oh, okay. And now I'm stirring and...
You're stirring, you're getting it all mixed up. We're heating the rice through, and then in just a minute, we will add the sauce. All right, so that looks really good. You've been stirring it for about a minute to get everything mixed up, and we're starting to heat it through. And now we'll go ahead and add the sauce, and you're just going to keep stirring until everything is completely heated through.
All right. And how long is that about?
3 to 4 minutes.
Okay. All right, so Irene, I think we're pretty well heated through.
Okay, let me just take a little taste to see if we do need any additional seasoning. No, that's really good. All right, I think we're ready to put it in our serving dish and add some garnish. All right, so let's go ahead and dish it into the serving tray.
Okay.
Yep. And then we are going to put a little bit of garnish of, that looks good. We are going to use some sliced green onion, just make it pretty, and add a little bit of extra flavor. All right, and so we're just putting some sliced onions on top for garnish. And if you could add some of those toasted sesames.
Just sprinkle it on top?
Yep, just sprinkle it all over the top.
All of them, or?
Maybe not all of it. Let's
Check
see, a little bit more, and then, yeah, no, that looks good right there.
Okay.
Perfect. All right, and let's give it a taste.
Are we dishing it now?
Dish it into these bowls, and we'll give it a shot. Good. Excellent. Thank you.
I mean, this smells so good. This is
I think you're gonna
definitely a new Hawaiian.
You know, and it really is with the pineapple. It does have a little extra Hawaiian flair to it. I think it's going to be really good.
I may not miss the Spam at this point. Very, very good.
It's savory but sweet, and it's very light. It's not overwhelming at all.
I agree.
I brought some sauce to put on top, but we definitely don't need that.
I don't think so. This is really good. The pineapple makes it.
I think so too. All right, so thank you, Sandy, for joining me, and I think we're going to go off and finish enjoying our dinner, but we'll see you next time.
Bye.